All right, what's up, class? So I am going to show you how to use the type to path tool, which is right up here. Typically, this has the T for, type, but if you right click it, you can get to the type on a path tool. That's what we're doing. So to start, I'm just going to make a pretty simple path using the pen tool. And there are probably more elegant ways to make a curve like this, but this will work just fine for like demonstrating. So you select this type on a path tool and come right down to the path you want to type on. And then make the font size a little bit bigger and bold. And then just type whatever you're going to type. So okay, that looks fine. Except one thing I do like to do is select all, Command A or triple click or whatever, and then come up to this guy right here and just bring that text up off of the line. And I mean, that's up to, your own typographical discretion, but I think it looks a little bit better. You'll notice right in here that this letter pairing is sort of jammed in there. So you can go up there and like kern it yourself if you want to and try to spread that out. Or there's a spacing trick that you can also use, and I'll show you that in a second. So when you have the type on a path tool selected, that's how you can actually get in and get into the um, actual type. But if you want to mess with, if you want to have more options, you go to the like selection tool here. So you can actually change the size of this path um, using that one. You can actually like rotate it as well, get really crazy. Bring that back to level. Then this one right here, when that little icon comes up, you can slide the type along, which really comes in handy, especially when you want to like center the text on an arc or something of that nature. Sometimes if you're not careful, this will happen. So you can see that all of that text is sort of copied. And if you want to do this on purpose, great, but it happens to me on accident all the time. And then once that's selected, if you click over here, it'll sort of paste that text over here, and you can see that the A and the M are like kerned really crazy. So you'd have to fix that as well, but you can Command Z and bring that back to normal. And just to get rid of that, I just hit escape. So we can get that out of the way, but whatever. So to get another idea of what you can do, I like to go to the rectangle tool and make a pretty good size one. Back to type on a path. I'll actually copy this really fast and then put that text sort of surrounding the box there. Other thing I'm going to do is fix the kerning because it was so crazy. Okay, so now I'll show you how to get into the some of the better settings. If you go up here to the type to path and double click it, you get some really great options. So this spacing right here is really great if you want to try to clean up these corners a little bit, especially on a rectangle. It can get a little bit crazy. And it's sort of a balancing act, I think, between the spacing and like the actual font size and kerning and all of that, but you can play with that. Then there are some great effects here as well. Like you can choose how the font is aligned if you want to, center it right on the line for whatever reason. This flip option, actually, I'll show you on this one. So if you select flip, it'll just flip it like on that axis, which is pretty interesting. And some of these effects are really cool too. Like this gravity one is pretty sweet. You can get like a little bit of depth there. And then when you have that font selected, I mean, all of the font options up here are the same. So if you want to change colors, that's pretty easy. So here you can see I've put that same text around like an ellipse, and an interesting trick here back into that type to path options is this skew effect. you can see it almost wraps around like a ribbon or something. I think that's sort of an interesting effect. But I think this is a tool that really lends itself well to playing around and like seeing what can happen because there's a lot of variety you can get, and especially with more precise paths, you can get some really exciting things going. So that's how that one works. Thanks for listening.